Hey YouTube, welcome to the new improved Evian video blog. We're going to be doing a lot more projects in the future, and as you can see there's a bit of a new look to the channel. We're pretty much revamping everything to create something new for those out there that want something different, and for those of you that are interested in learning about electronic repair, electronics design, etc. We're trying to take it basically to the next level, so do continue watching. Today I'm just going to chat a little bit about the industry of electronics repair, how I think it's going, etc. Let's get into it. Hey YouTube, welcome to the Evian channel. So today I thought I'd just do a bit of a brief chat about the industry, electronics industry as a whole. How things are going, how I think things will be in the next year. The industry's changed quite a lot in the past year. I've seen a trend in the last sort of 10-15 years going from repairing to throwing away and purchasing new electronics products. It was a bit sad considering that electronics for the most part can be repaired, generally much cheaper than purchasing new. But there still seems to be this trend of replacing instead of repairing. In my books, I think there are the three sort of R's of saving the planet: reduce, reuse, recycle. But there should also be a fourth one called repair. Because if you repair your electronics, instead of trying to deal with all the lead and other crap that goes into the manufacturing process and remanufacturing, you are saving the planet in a way by making use of your products to their maximum potential. What a lot of people don't realize, in electronics repair, the most failed items are things such as electrolytic capacitors or SMD capacitors on the main boards of motherboards, etc. These things cause a lot of problems, and they're relatively cheap to replace, basically re-injecting life back into your electronics product. I do think it's something you guys need to think about. If you are planning on getting either into electronics repair, or if you do have electronics goods that need repairing, think about it. It's a way of saving a bit of money for yourselves. It's a way of saving a bit of the planet, and all in all, hopefully we can find better alternatives than to continuously replace and upgrade to the latest technology. At the end of the day, people may say, hey, but my phone, my phone over here, this isn't the latest one, I want the latest phone. And yes, what you're seeing on the display is actually the streaming from this video, but that's because I'm live view connected by a Wi-Fi to the camera so that I can see what's going on. But yeah, okay, we make use of the technology that's available. There it is there. But my point being is, this technology isn't new to this specific phone. I can make use of a 5-year-old Android or iPhone to basically do the same thing with this Fuji X-T1 camera. So why do you need to have the latest and the best? The Sony isn't necessarily the latest or the best. Well, it is the latest, but it's not necessarily the best. I like it because it's waterproof and a few other little niggly things, but it's not necessarily the best phone on the market. My point being is that, why do we always have to strive to have the best of everything? The best doesn't necessarily make your life easier. The best doesn't really do anything except for satisfy a need that we seem to have the latest and best technology. We need to get out of that mindset. We need to repair the items we have, make use of them to the best potential. So, is the electronics industry still viable? Yes, it is. There's still a lot of people wanting to have their stuff repaired. In the next few seconds of the segment, you'll see me talking a little bit about the actual repair processes and stuff like that, what we do, how we go about getting things repaired, how we go about quoting, and how my business model works. So let's get into the topic of my business model. My business model works very simply, whereby customer brings in an item. I have preset pricing for example, laptop board repairs, or Apple MacBook Pro board repairs, which is a laptop, but yeah. And these preset prices are basically quoted to the customers, and if the customer accepts, then they hand it in. If there's no fix, then there's no fee, you don't pay. If however I do repair the item, then you have to pay the pre-approved price that was quoted to you, and you'll get your item back. Some businesses work in a different way, where they charge to quote. I don't do that. I do, however, charge a basic fee if you reject a quote. If it is a reasonable quote and you reject it, I will charge you a 125 Rand rejection fee. There's a few little things like that which keep my business going quite well. So yeah, that's the basis of quoting. So all in all, I think the industry is looking pretty positive. I think there's quite a few changes that have happened to the industry. Like, what you're finding now is most people are going more for tablet and cell phone and computer level repairs than before. You must bear in mind the electronics industry isn't how it used to be, where you were fixing amplifiers and TVs only. Electronics industry nowadays is a microelectronics industry. We're fixing tablets, connectors, laptop main boards, graphics cards for desktop computers, which costs in the thousands to replace. So for the customer to spend 600 Rand to reflow a GPU or to reball a GPU or something like that is not a bad thing for them to do. So yeah, times have changed. The industry has changed dramatically over the last few years compared to when I started in the electronics industry. But in so saying, I think it is a lot more interesting because we are fixing a lot more interesting electronic devices. Like I said, tablets, cell phones, smartphones, laptops, etc. The things are a lot more powerful than what they used to be. They're a lot smaller than what they used to be, so there's a lot more specialized equipment needed to carry out these repairs. But once you've equipped yourself for it, it's actually not too bad. Look, I don't recommend getting into this just on a whim. This has got to be something that you love. If you love fixing electronics, then by all means maybe get back into the game, or get into the game, whatever takes your fancy. But it's not something you should just go ahead and do just because you think you can fix electronics components. Because I can tell you now, a lot of people thinking they can fix stuff have actually created a lot more problems than they have actually repaired by further damaging computer boards, laptop main boards, etc. But that's for a whole other topic. So yeah, the electronics industry is interesting. Keep watching the blog. We'll be doing a lot more posts on repairs, and with a lot more recording equipment coming about, we'll be able to do a lot more close-up work of the actual repairs being carried out, so you guys can see how we go about doing it at Evion Labs. Take care everybody, until next time.